I'm not going to trigger your microphone.
Probably not. I need to put a start screen on here.
Thing is, though, if I talk the way I want to, which is like this at all times...
You'll be a little loud.
Yeah, sorry.
I want... Okay. Add... I don't remember how to do it. Oh, no.
Oh, dude, you're putting this in Broadcast Phoenix? What? Why? Why? Why is this?
Because it's the only channel I'm on. That's the only channel I'm on, man. What do you want me to do? I can't do nothing about it. What do you want me to do about it, Di? Huh?
Wow. Wow. I want you to kick it down about 5 notches. A little less De Niro, a little less Pacino, okay?
Don't you tell me how to live my life. Don't you tell me how to live my life.
I will tell you how to live 100... No. Yes. Maybe? Yes.
Yeah, we'll put that there. Maybe a little further back. I don't know. How are we going to do this microphone? Maybe up like this.
Alright, I gotta see this.
No, it's just in focus of the camera. It's fucking the camera focus. So, okay, it's just gonna stay here.
I gotta
focus on me.
I gotta watch.
Focus on me. Focus on me. Anyways, we are live. Episode 1, Nerd Newscast. What's going on? How are you there, Mr. Goat?
Oh, I've had a good day. Drank a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a day.
What are you drinking on a Sunday, man? What's up with that nonsense?
I'm a normal.
You gotta work in the morning?
And not a cat.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Cats don't drink on Sundays? I am drinking a beautiful Dr. Pepper right now.
Is it an alcoholic Dr. Pepper?
No, sir, it is not.
It doesn't count.
What is it? Soda is just as poor for your health as beer can be.
But beer leads to better poor decisions.
Does it?
I mean, yes.
I mean, fair enough. So, episode 1, new podcast. Me, Goat. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna get on stream every Sunday around 7:30 and talk at a camera. If people show up, cool. If people don't, cool. It'll be up on YouTube. People want to listen to it, cool. People don't, cool. We don't care. We're just gonna be two people yammering on about nothing. Like old people, because we're old.
A, I'm not old. B, till your last cool, and that's actually kind of hot.
Really?
Maybe? What's the really two? Me being old or that being hot?
Both.
Then yes. So anyways.
Well, what did we want to talk about first? What did we want to get off of our chest, huh?
Switch. Are we going to buy it? Why are we going to buy it?
Well, let's talk about a Nintendo Switch. So, you were talking about buying one. I want a Switch. The Switch is probably one of my favorite consoles that are currently out right now.
I gotta say, I think the Vita is my favorite, but the problem I have is I'm around my girlfriend's kid and niece so much, and the Vita is a shockingly fragile platform. I can't just hand it off to them. Like, if they want to play a game, it's like, no. This is mine. No, it's the Precious's. You can't touch it.
My Precious's.
Yeah, a little
Don't
bit.
touch the Precious's.
And I feel kind of like a dick if I have to do that. So I kind of want to grab, a Switch, because it's sturdy, like, it can't...
Sturdy?
Yeah. And, Disgaea 5's on it, which, I'll spend 500 hours playing that.
Okay, so let's talk about the games that are currently on the Switch, because the Switch has actually got a really good lineup right now, and people are just kind of maybe not thinking about picking it up, because they're like, it's just got Zelda on it right now. It's just got Zelda. Zelda's actually a really good game. But Binding of Isaac, I think, is a great Switch game, too. Like, that game is almost made for, a portable scenario kind of like that. What do you think?
Yeah, so about that, the whole reason I got a Vita was I could play Binding of Isaac portably on it.
Really?
Yes. Not even kidding.
Fair enough.
And I did.
I mean,
I played hundreds of hours on it, and I played hundreds of hours on my computer. I have a problem when it comes to that game.
There's been so much indie support that seems to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch. It actually seems like it's worth getting just for that. Like, for these games that are going to be not everyday plays, but games that are going to be great ways to kill a little bit of time while, on a road trip or something like that. It's a great secondary console for that reason, I think.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And I think also what's being overlooked maybe a little bit is the eShop. There are some really shockingly good games on the eShop. We all know how Mighty Number 9 flopped hard, right? Well, there is a crossover-ish game. I'm not really sure of the provenance of the game, but there's a crossover, I'm going to call it that, game called Mighty Gunvolt, I think, something like that. Gunvolt is a franchise of Mega Man X style games for the 3DS. It's 2 games. Really well received. Yeah, really well received. And this game on the eShop is like that. You can play either as a Mighty Number 9 or as a Gunvolt character. It's like an old school NES Gunvolt Mega Man game. It's amazing. There's the Snake game, Snake Pass, which is like a Banjo-Kazooie style game, but you're Snake and you actually have to like curl around things to like climb. Like, you have to think like a snake. You have to slither.
Is it like the Nokia snake from back in the day?
Imagine it looking like Banjo-Kazooie, though. Or like Mario 64.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
So dope.
And it's like a collectathon like those games are, too. So you're trying to collect, like, I don't know what they are on that, but in Mario it would be like coins and stars, right? Banjo-Kazooie is random crap.
Yeah. So I got a list of games here that the Switch has at least confirmed are going to be coming.
Oh god, we're starting with lists already.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is the only way to really know for sure. And some of the ones that stand out to me: Stardew Valley is going to be on the Switch sometime this year.
Goodbye, life.
Yeah, that's so good. Rocket League makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
The new Sonic is coming out for it. There's a Kirby game coming out for it. Probably Yoshi Island. Come on, man. These are just dope games. These are games that you would have only got on Game Boy.
So I can speak to the Sonic game. The Sonic game is amazing. It's everything you would want out of a Sonic game and nothing you wouldn't. It's like
Nothing
Sonic,
you wouldn't?
It's like Sonic 2, the Redux, but better.
The Redux. Oh, you.
Yeah, not that there was a Sonic 2, the Redux, I don't think.
Well, some people were saying this was the Sonic 4.
Yeah.
Sonic 4 that we deserved.
Yeah, no, I will go along with that 110%. Like, it is amazing if you like Sonic. Yeah. I happen to. I was a Sega kid growing up, so.
So I never really played much in the way of Sega games. I did play some Game Gear. My uncle gave us a Game Gear, because he was like, I'm playing this shit too much. I don't want it in my house. He mailed it to my mom from Oklahoma, and it came with a Sega. It came with Sonic. And it came with Mortal Kombat 1 or 2, I think. And that was the one that took 8 AA batteries. You just slap it in both sides of it, and you play it for 2 hours and have to slap 8 more batteries into it.
Excuse me, it was 6 AA batteries, but yes.
It doesn't matter if it was 6 or 8. It was way too many fucking batteries. But, that was, 1998?
Yeah, dude. So the Game Gear came out in, I want to say 91.
Yeah, it was definitely towards the end of its life cycle.
Yeah, but no, that's why. So out of the 3 handhelds early on in the 90s, 2 of them required 6 AA's. The Game Boy was the exception.
Really?
Yeah, the Atari Lynx
that
also
only took
required
4.
6 AA's.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember enjoying playing it so much, but I always ended up going back to the Game Boy because the Game Boy would last much longer.
Yeah, you got 30 hours-ish out of 2 AA's instead of, 4, maybe, out of 6.
I mean, to be fair to the Sega, it was doing something really cool with it at the time. And it was probably the first, it was the first color, portable gaming console, wasn't it?
It or the Lynx were. They came out around the same time. I don't know which one came out first, though. But they were within a year of each other.
We're getting off topic.
No, we're not.
Back over to this. That leads up to the Switch, though. This super cool console that you could take, like a Sega Game Gear, and have a lot of really modern indie games playing on it while on the go.
I'm pretty sure some Sega and or Nintendo executives are spinning in their grave that we're calling the Switch the new Game Gear.
Good. Fuck those guys. Don't need them.
Oh
We
wow.
don't need them.
Wow.
Hey, do you expect anything less from a cat?
Yes, I expect class and decorum,
Be
sir.
honest. You expect way too much from me. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
How about this? I expect your cat not to be on my mouse cord.
Well, you expect way too much of my cat too. I'm just gonna be honest about that. So, basically, Nintendo Switch dope. I want to get one. Tired of being broke. On to the next thing. Video game board games.
Oh, really? Video game board games? That's where you're gonna bring us?
Yes, because I want to talk about it.
Okay.
I love. Well, you're aware that I've been getting into board games a lot over the last couple of years. You're the reason why. You invited me to play board games that one time.
This is what
I've been doing it ever since.
I get people addicted to expensive hobbies.
It's not that expensive. But when we went to Maricopa Con here a couple weekends ago, I was utterly shocked by how good at least the 2 or 3 video game board games that we played were. What was it? Bloodborne. Every time I was talking about it before, I was saying Demon Souls, but Bloodborne, the card game, was fantastic.
Bloodborne, the card game, is the perfect mix of having a cooperative game that has not competitive elements, but backstabbing elements, with only one person being able to win. The game is amazing.
Yes.
Like, being able to backstab people in the middle of a fight and not have them be able to respond to it is great.
It was beautiful. I loved everything about it. I loved the lore of the game being parts of it, even if some people will say that it was Bloodborne in name only. Like, maybe, but I liked the way that the universe of Bloodborne like transitioned into a card game, board game.
Right? Yeah.
And I just really liked the way everybody had to interact around each other. And I was happy to see that they are doing an expansion, that it kind of expands out some of the stuff that I thought was a little bit lame about it, in that there wasn't a whole lot of ways for you to maybe hurt your enemy, other than stealing some of their blood from them. Is that, what was it? It was still in the little blood cubes.
Yeah, so the way the scoring works in the game is when you deal damage to the monster, you get blood tokens, which end up being your victory points. Now, sometimes those can be stolen from you by the other players.
Yes. Yeah, through the, what was it, the vial?
Yeah, there's
the
like
Estus flask or whatever it was.
Flask, blood vial, something like that. Can't remember what it was called.
So my hope is with the expansion, it kind of flushes that out just a little bit more, and you could see maybe a little bit more actual, dickbaggery against your fellow teammates or your enemies, whoever you choose to be a dickbag to. Other one I was surprised with that I know now that you disliked was Plague Inc. And I just don't think you're meant to like that game, dude. I just don't think you are. I loved Plague Inc., the board game, and I love Plague Inc., the video game.
Alright, so for those of you that are listening in, Plague Inc., the board game, is a lot like Risk. It's not exactly like Risk, but it's a lot like Risk. And the problem I had with it is that it was far too easy to get just utterly screwed by RNGesus. And I may have gotten screwed by RNGesus, therefore I did not like it.
Praise be his name.
Random be thy name.
Exactly. Praise the randomness. The problem was, and I think that's probably the biggest problem with the game, is it snowballs really, really quickly for people that are unaware, and since we were only playing it the one time, I feel like you and I both kind of got snowballed in, and Connor and Lady Cat went crazy.
Yeah, Lady Cat went a little bit ham on, what was it, Asia? Asia.
Yeah, dude, she was absolutely wreaking havoc, bringing the Lady Cat AIDS all upon, like, all of Asia. Like, India, Japan, I mean, just spreading it like it was a wildfire. And while I'm over here rolling a fucking 2 every time and getting to place one little disease everywhere, she's putting like 12 down and just flipping cards over, killing whole countries and stuff like that. I like that there is a learning gap, and I like that if you are poor about your choices, that you will be put in a position to sit there and watch, because you're pretty much done. Because it makes you want to play better. It's like a video game, but has a learning curve,
See, that's how I felt about Clank. Clank was another game that we tried during this board game convention. Now, I know it's not a video game board game, but just let me... That game has two elements. There's a deck building element, but there's also a using the board to delve into a dungeon and, like, retreat with loot element. And it is a fine balancing act that Lady Cat did not get.
Oh yeah, she hated that game so bad. She's just like, she was like, when we left, she was like, I don't want to play that again. I have no interest in playing that game again. And then I was like, well, maybe you like just straight deck builders. And I think that would probably be the way to go. And the way to learn that in the future would be to do Dominion, probably.
So, are you going to let her know, or should I let her know that I bought the Space Clank game? Yes, there's Clank in space now.
I didn't know that was I didn't know you had done that, so I don't care. You could tell her. Either way.
I can disappoint her? Okay.
I'm super pumped to keep on exploring video game-based board games. Like, the one that I want to try next is Doom, because I've been hearing great things about the Doom board game.
So Connor actually has Doom, and I've looked into it. It looks pretty easy to run. It is a one versus many game, which I love those games. One person handles the demons, everyone else is a marine. Looks really, really, really fun. Also, on the topic of video game board game conversions, Superhot is supposed to be really, really fun.
Yeah, the card game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Total Biscuit talking about it earlier in the week because I was catching up on his older podcasts, and so far it seems to be getting some really great reviews.
Like your face.
Oh, and I have to try it out at some point in time, the Bob Ross board game.
No, do not. That is Kickstarter trash.
What are you talking about, dude? It gets like a 9.0 on Board Game Geek.
Kickstarter trash.
So, the title of this board game, Bob Ross Art of Chill, the game. God, we gotta try this so much. Oh, what are these ratings at? Ratings, 13 ratings.
13, that's not enough.
Okay, you're right. The ratings aren't as high. There's a 6. It's Ticket to Ride minus the map element. Okay, so I can see how it might be. It's not very complex, probably. But just the meme artist in me wants to play Bob Ross Art of Chill. Like, come on, man. You gotta be talking. You gotta know you gotta play that at least one time.
No. I have other games to play. Hey, have you not seen the stack of board games out in the living room that have not been played yet?
Oh, yeah, I see a big stack.
Again, for those of us listening to this podcast, not actually here in the house, there is a literal stack like 4 feet tall of board games I own yet have not played yet.
So, with you saying it that way, you're implying that somebody could be in the house besides us. What are you doing, Goat? What are you doing? Is there a griffin in the kitchen?
I'm taunting Murphy. That's what I'm doing. Nah, don't you do one of our crazy neighbors wandering in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them, and they're very crazy.
We got the hood people across the street. They might try to, jack us or something. You never know.
Oh, we don't live in the hood. We live hood adjacent.
Exactly. They're across the street.
So what about you? What board games are you super pumped about?
So currently, I've actually played this board game, but I've not yet played my copy. Does this have to be video game board games or any board game?
Just board games.
Fate of the Elder Gods. It was a Kickstarter, and currently I think it is the best thing I've kickstarted, and that's saying something because I spend way too much money on the website. It is a game where you and up to 3 other players, so it's a 1 to 4 player game, are cultists that are trying to summon an ancient old one, elder one, god thing, Cthulhu, Azathoth, whatever. And in doing so, you get to sick like investigators on the other cults. You maybe get raided by the investigators yourselves. You can give the other cults curses, get curses, stuff like that. It's incredibly fun. It's a great worker placement game. If anyone knows what that means you place a worker on a spot, you get a bonus for doing so. It's intensely fun. I'm also getting a dungeon crawler, hopefully this week, called Beneath Nexus, which is another one of those one versus many games.
Yeah, well, those are the games that people are trying to make good video games out of that can't seem to do anything good with. I'm looking at you, Evolve. Looking at you, Friday the 13th.
Look,
one versus like one person or the group versus one kind of situation.
Excuse me, sir. Look, Evolve is an amazing game, and I will not tolerate you bad-mouthing it on this podcast.
Dude, that was a waste of 3 hours of my life that I'll never get back. And I blame you because you invited me to come play with Richard.
I was gonna say, blame Richard. He's the one that invited me.
So this is what you're gonna do. You're just gonna pass the blame off to the Canadian, are you?
Well, that's what's a boot, right?
I get fair enough. Yeah, I think I'm really excited to just keep playing new board games. I don't think I have one in specific that I'm like super pumped to try, other than Bootleggers, which is sitting at the house across the way, and it seems like it's fun. It's think the Bean game, but with Mob.
Wait, the Bean game, but with Mob. So you are playing cards in pairs. You're set building, but then there's mobs. There's mafia people.
No, yeah, like the Mafia, like you were bootlegging alcohol.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm about mobs. Just set building with mafiosos. I can get behind this.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be super dope.
It's like Demented Go Fish. I'm down with this. Yes. Anyways, so Catman.
Yes, sir.
What else are you excited for?
There's
other board games.
Outside of board games, I don't know if I'm excited or I'm nervous, but going back to school starting tomorrow, and that's gonna be interesting.
I'm gonna say nervous.
Probably. I haven't took a college class in 7 years. And I found some of my old emails from when I was going to ASU. And that was a mess, man. That was a mess. Like, it's disgusting how much of a ball of anxiety I was then,
Yeah, I can.
Especially there at the end.
I can feel you, sir.
But all I have to do is 4 more classes. They're all online, and I'll be done. I'll have my degree, and I don't ever have to go to school again. Not once. I could be a real adult person that doesn't ever have to go, yeah, I went to school that I dropped out because, fuck school, fuck these guys. I'm not going to go back. I want to give them my money. Fuck that noise. Nah, I could be done with it. I could put it on my resume. I can go ask my boss for a raise because I am now more qualified based on the fact that, I have a piece of paper that says I am now more qualified.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. That's the way it works, right? That's what degrees are for.
Ideally, that's the way it works. Whether or not that's actually how it's going to play out, I don't know.
Ideally. I see what you're doing back there, dude.
What am I doing?
I can see you put shit on my TV.
Hey,
stop it.
I muted it at least because I couldn't remember if TV was muted.
Yeah, God. Am I gonna have to figure out a way to get this to disable my Chromecast while we're doing this?
Nah, it's the only time I'm gonna do it. For those of those just listening to the audio podcast, I put some disco up on the TV that's behind Catman because we all know Catman is secretly a disco fan.
Secretly, or always been a disco fan.
Man, say what you will. That 4 on the floor, that beat, that boom, 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 get you dancing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I did a little bit faster. It was more of a death metal disco, but yeah. Hi-hat on the 2.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, I wanted to talk about some video games that are coming up that we're excited about. And I know you're going to be, I know this is going to grump you up a little bit. And it's going to tickle you right in that spot that you don't like to be tickled. In your little goatee spot right there on the side. I'm super excited about the new Call of Duty. I want to play it so bad. I want to try it and see if it's any good. I have actual expectations for Call of Duty for once, and other than it to be a piece of just flaming dog shit. And I feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment. Like I have a Stockholm syndrome or something. There's the sigh. The deep sigh, too. You pulled it in, you held on to it for a second, and then you just let it rip.
Oh, yeah, no. As soon as you said Call of Duty, I took the breath in. I've been holding it since then. No. Next.
Just
no.
No.
Why are you excited? Because
they're getting rid of the jetpack nonsense, right? So we're going back to an older style, which I personally liked better to begin with because it's better for me as a Call of Duty player because I am a shitty Call of Duty player. And when people start being able to jump up and fly across the screen in the air and shit like that, it just made life more difficult for me.
All right, so I can get behind that because my favorite Call of Duty was Call of Duty 1 and United Offensive, the expansion for that with the ridiculously overpowered flamethrower.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get behind that. I love the original Call of Duty, and actually I think the two after that are pretty good too, 2 and 3. Whichever one wasn't console only, it was good. The other one I think was good, but I'm not really sure because I was not a console scrub back then.
Didn't they launch the Xbox 360 with Call of Duty 3?
I think so, and that may have been the one that was console exclusive. Either 2 or 3 was, I think. I'm not actually 100% sure on any of that. I kind of fell off Call of Duty after 2.
I'm pretty positive it was that way, yeah.
Had a brief relapse in Modern Warfare 2 because the Spec Ops missions were super fun.
Yeah,
the 2 players.
Yeah, the Spec Ops missions were probably the best part of that.
100%.
Because I don't like Modern Warfare 2. Like when people talk about their favorite Modern Warfare 2s, and they list like their favorite Modern Warfare 2s, their favorite Call of Duties. Modern Warfare 2 is usually 1 or 2 for a lot of people. I fucking hate that game. Like it burns deep that passionate hate for that game. Like the noob tubers. The kill streaks outside of the nuke, I actually thought the nuke was kind of a cool idea. The fact that every gun was basically a god gun just pissed me off to no end. Yeah, I don't like that game. and then Black Ops 1 came out, and it was just like the seas parted, and I got my favorite Call of Duty game. It went from a pile of shit to a piece of gold, just right next to each other. Like I don't understand how this happened, and I can see why some people liked Modern Warfare 2. It fit their playstyle better. It just did not work for me. But that's just me.
Well, it's just because you never found the joy in using the impact of the noob tube to kill someone, not the explosion, just the thunk, and then they're dead.
No, I mean I've done that before.
But you didn't find joy in it. You didn't let it into your heart.
I laughed when it happened. Like I enjoyed it. It's just those moments of enjoyment were peppered in, just like little pieces of enjoyment in an overall very big pile of shit.
I mean, I feel like you're describing most competitive games, so yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to feel that way a little bit. Outside of Awesomenauts, which I still play compulsively to this day, competitive games really just kind of bum me out sometimes.
Yeah, I'm a very competitive person, as you've seen with board games, but when it comes to video games and competition, I've been bouncing off it more and more lately. I used to play Unreal Tournament, like the original Unreal Tournament, super competitively, and Unreal before that, not just Tournament, but actual Unreal. And after that, I don't know, I just started bouncing off it. I much prefer like single player computer games now. Just
well, you're like full into the indie lifestyle now, aren't you?
Oh my god, I have such a problem. RNGesus has his randomized claws into me.
It's randomized. I don't know if there's anything randomized about it. I mean, I guess if you're talking about procedurally generated like leveling and stuff like that.
Yes, that's what I mean. Just all these games where it's random everything. I don't know why it's like nip for me. I know it's dumb. I know it's stupid, but yeah, I'm stuck somewhere in the mid '90s when it comes to my my video game preferences.
Yeah, you never left the '90s. If video games are still done on a Nintendo 64, the PS1, and the SNES, you probably would be happy.
That's not entirely true. I mean, I like good graphics as well. Just they don't mean much to me. And
what games do you play that actually have good graphics, though?
Oh wow, going for blood there. Define good graphics. Do you mean like cutting edge, or do you mean What do you mean?
Yeah, when you say good graphics, you don't mean aesthetically pleasing. You mean like taxing on the GPU, like it not because it's unoptimized too, by the way, but it's like is really pushing the edge on 3D mapping and stuff like that.
Hold on, I'm thinking. Hold on.
Are you going through your list of 300 or 400 games on Steam right now?
It's up to like 500. Hold on.
Please wait.
I think the most taxing things in my library probably are like Far Cry 4 and like Metro 2033, maybe.
Well, I mean, at the time when those were released,
Yeah, so like
they were cutting
2013,
edge, probably.
2014.
I mean, especially the Metro game. Was it Metro 2033?
Yeah, Metro 2033 was more taxing because it was poorly coded. Last Light visually is a lot better.
But still, they both had a very. I mean, I guess they had also like their own art style to them, but they're also known for being. Isn't one of them considered a game that's used for like testing rigs now?
Last Light, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so demanding, definitely. All right, yeah, I can see that. You have a couple of them.
But yeah,
I don't know that I ever fall really into that myself. Yeah, you tend to fall more into the indie game realm. You like to play the smaller games that have more older styles of gameplay. Like the perfect example of a game that would fall maybe more indie with your game style that people would actually know is Broforce.
Oh Lord, I do love me some Broforce.
That on top of the fact that it's indie in the actual like characters, because most of these characters are from the 80s.
Yeah,
if not further back.
they're all action movie characters. Most of them are from the 80s. There's a few newer ones like the Bride from Kill Bill and the stripper with the machine gun leg from Planet Terror, whose name is escaping me right now. It's Rose McGowan, but
yeah, but like 3 out of the 30 or 40 people that are actually part of the cast are
man,
on the older side.
Just
it's okay.
Let me have my 80s back, all right? Let me have my 80s back. Let me have my 90s back. I want my synthwave. I want my not James Cameron. John Carpenter action and horror movies. Just let me live in a universe where they live is the epitome of our cinematic achievements.
I just need you to accept that you are getting old, Goat.
I'm not getting old.
You're getting there. You look in the mirror and you see the gray, and all of a sudden you're like, man, all my favorite movies are from the 80s, and I listen to shitty glam metal.
For the record, I don't actually see the gray, I just see the no hair. It's not going gray, it's just going. Quickly.
Alright. So there was something else I wanted to have us talk about.
You said Call of Duty, but you never went on to any other.
Oh, okay. Okay, correct. Okay. I'm excited for Call of Duty. I really want to play Breath of the Wild. I know it's not new, but it's an upcoming game for me. I want to play that, something fierce. It looks really good. I am fully expecting to not like it after about 5 hours in, though, because it's far too open world. And the only open world game that I've actually played and beat ever was Grand Theft Auto 5.
Wait,
it was Trevor.
You haven't beaten.
It was Trevor.
You haven't beaten Horizon Zero Dawn?
Not yet. I mean, I'm going to eventually, but I bought it and was like, I'm going to power through this because I'm unemployed, and then I got a job like 2 weeks after the game came out. And it's just I've been busy and I haven't played a ton of video games here as of late. So, I want to beat Horizon Zero Dawn, but like Breath of the Wild, Red Dead Redemption 2, Call of Duty. I'm interested in Destiny 2 in one aspect only currently, and that's the PC beta. That I believe is just going to be free. You're not going to have to actually pre-order to do that. I think if it's the second day, it's free. Then if it's not the first, but I'm interested in trying that because I didn't want to play Destiny because I didn't want to play it on the shitty PlayStation on 30 frames per second. I just didn't.
I have no interest in Destiny. My brother's super pumped for it.
Is he going to play it on PC, though?
No, my brother's a console scrub.
Well, he's a nerd and he shouldn't be involved.
He's got a better computer than either of us, and he's a console scrub.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Well, what's he doing? If you need to have a sit-down discussion with your brother...
He plays RuneScape on his computer.
What?
Yeah. And PlayerUnknown, but, like... RuneScape.
Well, that was going to be my next discussion point, was PlayerUnknown.
Oh, Jesus.
But we'll get to that in a second. Is
this from all the salt this morning about it?
A little bit, yeah. And I have some stuff I want to talk about it, too, because...
Oh, Jesus.
The game is being divisive right now.
Is it loot boxes, loot crates?
A little bit, yeah. And it's annoying that that's where we're going.
Folks, it's almost like I live with Catman. Almost.
Oh, I'm very interested in Hellblade.
Oh, yeah. My friend got Hellblade. It's fucking amazing. 10/10.
Is it
11/10.
10 out of 10?
19 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Something. It's good. So it's not the end all be all of games. It's not quite what it looks like. I think to a lot of people it'll kind of look like a Souls-esque game. It's not. Its combat is I would personally say a lot closer to Neo, which even though that's a Souls-esque game, means it's a lot closer to like Ninja Gaiden. Just slow. It messes with your head. It's amazing. It's not always fun to play, but it's a good game. Yeah. And when I say it's not fun, it's intentionally not fun. It's about someone who has like a fractured psyche. Not to spoil too much about it. So when it's not fun, it's intentionally not fun. It works very well. I like it.
Yeah, it looks fun, and the art style just has me like super interested in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at like an upcoming release list, and guess what's coming up on August 29th?
Give me a little bit more than that. PC or console?
It's PC, and it's been out forever in early access.
Considering like the poster child for crappy early access releases and crappy Kickstarters just released, I don't know. What?
Ark Survival Evolved.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Release date August 29th.
Okay.
Why would anybody? But I'll give Ark credit for this. They're the poster boy for being a shitty company when it comes to doing DLCs and stuff in early access. And boy, oh boy, are some people taking notice that they can do this.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy. Boy, I tell you what. Don't be like that, Ark. Don't be them. Pubs. I'm talking to you. Let's see. Destiny 2.
Give me some good indie games. Give me something to get my teeth into. Like some CRPGs.
Cuphead, September 29.
Finally.
PC and Xbox One.
So pumped.
I am probably just going to end up having to take my Xbox One outside and shoot it with my pistol, because the thing is pretty much a useless box. There has been nothing that's come out to put on there. Like, Cuphead was going to be the last savior for my Xbox One. And it's not it's not exclusive to Xbox One. It's coming out on PC too. I think the people that are developing are like, let's push it back a year and develop this for the PC too, because the Xbox One's a pile of shit.
Yeah, folks, he's not kidding. For the record, there's like literally an inch of dust on his Xbone. Literally. That's not exaggeration. Literally. Like, if you lift the controller up from where it is, it actually leaves like an imprint that has definition to it, like 3D definition.
It's true. I hate it. I really don't like that console. The UI sucks. There's nothing about it that is redeeming to me other than the console looks pretty.
And it's ginormous.
It's big. I don't have a problem with that, but it's a pretty looking console. I like the controller. And outside of that, it's a piece of poop. Another game super pumped about, October 17th, South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
So I am kind of pumped about that. I am not actually a South Park fan.
I'm not really either.
I don't hate it,
but I loved the game. The game was so much fun.
Exactly.
What was it? The Stick of Truth? The Stick of Truth was the year that I played that was probably one of my top 5 games. That was such a good game. I don't like RPGs either. I typically fucking hate RPGs. And that was a fantastic game. It was such a good concept. South Park made a great video game with it. It worked well. It flowed well. The mechanics were good. I was so shocked. I played it thinking it was going to be a disaster and play for a couple hours, and then I ended up beating it in like a week.
I didn't realize you beat it in like a week.
Yeah, I played it straight through, and I think I streamed the entire thing.
You know, no, I do actually remember this. And yeah, I was the same. I beat it relatively quickly. Like, it was only a few days worth of playing because it was really fun. And I don't like RPGs like that. I'm not really into the JRPG style, which that is totally. I'm more of like a Western computer kind of RPG guy, like give me Baldur's Gate, not, Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved it. It was funny. It worked beautifully. It was not terrible to play. Like, a lot of those RPGs kind of get bogged down in themselves. That didn't. I loved it. I'm excited for the new one.
Yeah, I'm looking at this release list, and there is not a single game on here that is only coming out on the Xbox One. Not a single one. That's so sad.
I mean, it's kind of to be expected. You know, Crackdown 3 when it releases is going to be terrible too, right?
I mean,
There's no way.
they just pushed it back into next year, didn't they?
Yeah, that's why it's going to be terrible. There's no way it is in development for this long and comes out unscathed.
Yeah, first off, no expectations. Never played Crackdown. Didn't even know what it was, and it was supposed to be a launch title for the Xbox One, from what I remember hearing.
Yep.
Yeah, what a piece of poop as well.
And for the record, if you do play the Crackdowns, play the second one. The first one's not really great either. Kind of fun, but not great.
Yeah, I'd heard that as well. That Crackdown 2 is basically the only good Crackdown game.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's only 2. That's not saying a whole lot right now.
Well, we're just assuming Crackdown 3 is going to be a pile of crap. I mean, you bring up a good point. It's not going to be good, more than likely. And the fact that it's coming out on Xbox only... Like, what was that one game I played for about 4 hours on Xbox, thinking it was going to be okay? Oh, God, it was the stupid one where you could, like, manipulate time or something like that.
Quantum Break.
And there was supposed to be Quantum Break. Such a cool concept. Shitty-ass game. Like, video game-wise, it was clunky. The mechanics were stupid. Like, great idea. Super cool concept. Like, none of their games have been good. It just bums me out so much.
Yeah, it was...
Like, I didn't like PlayStation 3. I was more of an Xbox 360 person, so when the new consoles came out, I bought an Xbox One. I didn't buy a PlayStation 4. And I was so bummed out when the Xbox One was just not good.
Yeah, man. So, to that point... I could have told you Quantum Break, and I think it is Quantum Break. I might be getting the name slightly wrong. We all know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. I could have told you it was going to be terrible because that's the studio that made Alan Wake. Now, it's going to sound like I'm bashing Alan Wake here. I'm not. Just hear me out. Alan Wake is a terrible game. Alan Wake is a great game. It's fun to play. It has this... Well, it's not fun to play. It's fun to go through, the story. It's got this, like, cool, dark storyline. It's edgy in all the right ways. The atmosphere is dope. Gameplay-wise, it kind of not great. And they took away everything that made it great, substitute with new stuff that may have been great, may not have been great, but kept the same crappy gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, the story's shit and the gameplay's shit. So, like, I couldn't put myself through it just to play a game on an Xbox One. Like, I just couldn't do it.
If you were a true fan, you could have.
No. I'm not that person that fanboys about this shit. If the game is good, I'll play it. If the console is good, I'll own it. If they're not, I'm not going to play it or own it. There's no point to it. I don't understand it. Like, console wars make no sense to me. Like, to have this, like, affinity for one so much that you will spend your money only on that product because it is the product that has treated you right. Man, fuck no. None of these guys, all they want is your money, and they want to do it in the most cost-effective way possible. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow. The cynicism
I might have vented. I might have vented on Microsoft because
the cynicism is like crystallized honey, just slowly, like amorphously, not dripping, but kind of oozing off of you right now. You're oozing, yes. Catman.
So I might have talked over the games that you're excited that are coming out soon. So
no, you're good.
Go ahead.
Honestly, I don't think I'm looking forward to too much right now. I've got a bunch of Kickstarter games that look really awesome. There's Wizard of Legend, which is a 2D brawler, like think Hyper Light Drifter, but more active. It has like a card-based mechanic where you get new spells that you can kind of combine and use actively. It looks really fun. It looks a little bit like Fury, but 2D and not 3D.
Oh, nice.
Undungeon, which looks like it has the same combat system I was just talking about, that kind of 2D stuff, but it's a little bit more of a weird action game. Like, I don't know how to describe it without having played it. It doesn't have a demo yet. There's Luca, which is a Souls-style isometric game with this crazy, like, sketchy... When they say sketchy, I mean, like, sketched out, roughly the art style. It's a little bit jarring and jittery. They do have a demo out for it, and it is actually just excellent to play. the combat feels extra satisfying.
Yeah.
There's a couple others, but those are really the big ones I'm looking forward to. The bummer is most of them, 2 of them should have already been released. They've gone over in development time, not a big deal, but they probably won't be out till next year sometime. Luca, I don't think it's supposed to be out till like May of next year, or maybe September, something like that. It'll be a while. Looking forward to those. Outside of that, not really looking forward to anything. Just working through the immense backlog.
Dude, we're never going to get through our backlogs. You know that's the case, right?
Yeah. So without all the games I have in my Humble account, I have like 500 in Steam. I've got like another 150 easy in the Humble account.
Dude, this is why some people have told me they don't want to get on Steam. They feel like they will just throw money at games because that's such a good deal, and then they'll never play them.
Yeah, so that can happen, and the way I have solved that, and believe it or not, with what I'm talking about, with how many games I have solved that.
Mm-hmm.
I buy games I'm planning on actually playing, and I don't mean planning on
and then
playing
you play them
soon. I mean like, I bought it, I'm downloading it, I'm playing it now.
Yeah, you only buy it if you're about to play it, right?
Yeah, the majority of the games that are sitting unplayed on my Steam account are either I bought like 2 Metroidvanias at once, so I'm working through one before I go through the other. I don't like playing 2 of the same kind of game at once. Or the vast majority are actually from back when Humble Bundle would give you like 1 key for an entire bundle of games, and I only wanted like 3 games out of the 10, but I got the other 7. And I found some cool games that way, but there's also some games I'm never going to play. I believe there's a Barbie game on my account because of that.
Wow.
Right.
You should do that.
No.
So the way that I've been thinking about working through some of my backlog is by doing a dedicated day on stream where I install a game that I have not played and I play it for like 2 hours just to see if it's any good. You know?
Yeah.
For me. And this is the only way I can think of that's going to get me through some of these smaller games that I have. Like, I'm not going to install, like, Dishonored and Dishonored 2. But, like, I have a shit ton of, like, $2 or $3 games in there that are just nothing special, but they look like a fun mechanic, so fuck it, why not spend $2 on it?
Yeah, so you got,
give
like,
it a shot.
You got the Adult Swim bundle that was on Humble not too long ago, right? At least, like, the $1 thing or something?
I can't remember. I got something because it had a couple games on there that I wanted to play.
Yeah, I think it was that one, and that's perfect for that kind of thing. Because a lot of those games, they show their colors within like the first 5-10 minutes.
Absolutely, whether the mechanic is good or whether the story is any good is usually determined within the first 30 seconds of the game, actual gameplay wise.
Right. I mean, there's plenty of games out there that you won't know till you're kind of into it, whether or not you like it, because either the story has to grab you, like maybe the mechanics are okay, they're nothing special, but the story has to grab you to really get you going, or maybe the story is actually kind of a detriment to it. There's plenty of RPGs where I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible, but the mechanics keep me coming back.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you, Steam. I don't want to put my Steam Guard key in right now.
You should put your Steam Guard key in. Everyone, it's VV2HK. Log into his account.
Starting problems again already, huh? So I'm at 116 games.
Total?
On my Steam account, yeah. And that's not including everything that's been installed. I mean, that's in the Humble Bundle. But, like... So I already beat Bastion, so I installed that. Adventures of Shuggy would be a good one. See, Banished, I would play again. Battle Block Theater, Beyond Gravity, Brothers already beat, so I actually couldn't. No, I don't want to install that. Let's see, Burnout would be a good one. Call of Juarez, Capsized.
Yep.
Castle Crashers, probably not. Let's see, City Skylines might not be the best choice. The Collider, I don't even know what that is, honestly. Let's see, Darksiders, Defy Gravity.
Darksiders, you will like the first one at the very least.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that I feel like if I just force myself to work, like put 3 games out for people to pick, like for a 48-hour window, and then just play one, force myself to play it, and not wiggle out and play my usual games like Awesome Nods Overwatch or whatever game I'm playing at the moment.
Yeah,
it will usually. I'm such a person of like routine that I don't like doing new things. It's a hindrance sometimes.
That's how I am too. I mean, so Shadow of Mordor is a good example of like what happens to me, and I did this with Shadow 5 and Red Dead Redemption as well. I beat the games And then I just kind of kept going back to them out of habit, like after a long day at work, because I could just, kind of like raise havoc in them and not like think too hard, just kind of chill out.
Yeah.
I try not to do that too much anymore. I still kind of do that, but that's what all these random games are great for, like Binding of Isaac. Get a couple of runs done, I feel like I've done something.
Yeah, it's something new at least. All right, I think we should move on. Talk pub.
No. Denied.
Oh, you know you want to. You know you want to.
Denied. But anyways,
So
yes, let's go on.
So, the big popular game. The game that is probably the most popular on Twitch right now. Actually, let's find out what's most popular on Twitch right now. Oh, please don't autoplay. Browse. Alright, yeah, so the most popular game on Twitch right now is Players Unknown Battleground with 101,000 viewers. Then League, then Hearthstone. Top 3, right?
Right.
And we were having such a conversation about it earlier today about, I don't think we get it, man. I just don't think we get this game. And we also, or at least I, am very annoyed with them for putting in loot crates during the beta. So, why don't we start with your thoughts?
Alright, so my thoughts are not going to be especially new, especially with what I found out earlier today. I did not realize when I was ranting about this game that the guy who created it, name's escaping me, actually worked on H1Z1. My ranting was basically that this game is like H1Z1, but slightly less arcadey, but not really doing anything special.
Yeah.
I get why people like it. I do. I see the appeal. I just don't see the appeal for me. I hate survival games with an absolute passion. There's a few exceptions to it, like The Forest and Don't Starve. But in general,
yes.
Survival games, I do not enjoy playing. I do not find that feedback loop, that gameplay loop, fun.
Yeah.
I really don't get it when it's a PvP shooter, like a large open world one. I don't find them particularly interesting to watch. And this goes for DayZ, this goes for H1Z1, this goes for PlayerUnknown. It's a fad. It's going to burn out at some point. I can see that happening. I can see that happening real quick, especially with the way that Blue Note, is that who publishes it? Blue Note, Blue Shore, something like
that. Something like that,
yeah. They're treating it almost as software as a service. They want to keep it going as a platform with integrated modding, and I guarantee you they're going to try to monetize that somehow. They're adding new islands because they don't like the disjointed feeling of the current island, which I can get behind that. Like, that's great for players, assuming they don't charge for it. I kind of feel like they're going to.
Yeah.
I don't know. The game falls flat for me on so many levels, and it's annoying because a lot of my friends are really enjoying themselves, and I wish I could enjoy it with them.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to end up playing it at some point in time. Don't get me wrong. I want to give it a shot. I'm very unsure, though, with them saying before it goes into beta that they're not going to put any sort of DLC loot crate kind of thing into the game while it's in beta, and then they go back on their word to do it. And then their explanation to me was horseshit. We're using these to fund tournaments. Well, why not use this money to make your game good? Not buggy. And hire somebody to be part of your marketing team and run your social media so you don't end up having social media issues like they've been having the last couple of weeks. When it comes down to it, I don't like how the company is operating when it comes to, following their word and marketing this thing. It's been a little hard to watch. Now that, on the other hand, I might enjoy the game. Mechanic Script, of all people, has been playing a PC game, and this is the PC game that he's been playing and enjoying. So, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the game is entirely fun to play. It might be my jam. It's hard to not feel like they're just trying to grab out my money. Well,
I mean,
give me your money.
In fairness, they are just trying to grab at your money.
I mean, well, yeah, it's a video game. Let's be honest. They want my money. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just irrational. Maybe I'm just catting at this super hard. but it was. It felt like they were surprised by how successful the game was, and the fact that it overtook H1Z1 so drastically, so quickly.
Yeah, that the speed at which it happened kind of surprised me, but I was mentioning to you earlier today, it reminded me of the evolution of MMOs. You know, you go from Meridian 59, the first 3D MMO out there, which was relatively small, it wasn't super successful. And in this terminology, that would be DayZ.
Yeah.
Which was more successful, but it wasn't as successful as like H1Z1 was, or at least doesn't feel like it was. H1Z1's your Ultima Online, and then depending on how you look at it, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds is your EverQuest and or WoW. If there's something bigger that comes along later, it's your WoW. If there's something that, if it is the biggest, or if there's something bigger that comes along later, it's your EverQuest. If not, it's your WoW. Now, yeah. Ark may actually slot in there somewhere, depending on how you look at these games. I personally see Ark as more of a survival game, whereas these are more of shooters with survival elements, but yeah.
It's more of an arena shooter.
You're an arena
honestly. Shooter. The question I've always wondered myself about these games is, if the Hunger Games doesn't come out, do these games be as popular as they are?
Absolutely, because the thing that PlayerUnknown and as the thing that the guy that made PlayerUnknown and H1Z1, or at least helped design H1Z1, the guy PlayerUnknown, and the mod originally for DayZ, because that's how this started out, was a mod of the DayZ mod.
Yeah.
He was emulating Battle Royale, which in a lot of ways Hunger Games is a version of as well. Like, it's not a version of, but like Hunger Games is very similar to Battle Royale, which is a Japanese movie from 2000. And is fucking dope, by the way. If you have not seen Battle Royale, watch it. It's school kids killing each other. It's awesome. It's brutal. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's like Hunger Games if Hunger Games had balls.
Oh, calling them out, huh?
Oh, yes. 100%. But he was emulating that. So and that is a not crazy popular hit like Hunger Games is, but it is enough of a cult thing that I think it still would have been emulated in some respect.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'll have to report back after I play the game if my opinion on it much has changed, because I guess a lot of people are quick to defend the game right now, and I'm quick to shit on it because I don't play it, and I'm just looking at purely as an observer. And I was wondering about that the other day, why some people were so quick to just go, the game's cool, don't worry about it, man. Loot crates, fuck loot crates, man. Yeah, I don't have to buy them, it's just cosmetic stuff. And I'm just like, why are they so quick to do this? I'm just like, at least it's a multiplayer game, and at the moment, as they're saying, it's going to be cosmetic only. I don't like that they're doing it the way that CSGO did it with the keys, and you have to get the crates and then buy a key to unlock it. But whatever. We're going to have to come to terms with the fact that DLC and, paying for shit in game is just going to become, or is currently, the norm, and we're just going to have to get okay with it as long as it's done properly. Unlike maybe Shadow of War.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm sure we might talk about here in a minute. But that's probably why some people are so willing to defend it so vehemently against me, is because they play the game and they love it. Like, it's their fucking jam. It's their Awesomenauts. It's the game that they're going to put 1,000 hours into, and they don't want someone sitting there telling them, well, this company's being a shyster. Fuck this game. They want people to enjoy it with them. They want people to go and play the game with them and you see it for what they see it as. Maybe I should just stop being grumpy and such a cat about things.
I suggest that to you all the time, and you literally just grump at me.
Yeah, because fuck you.
I will say, with PlayerUnknown, I am also quick to crap on it, but I also am quick, I feel, to say that I don't get it, and I don't think I'm ever going to get it. And I understand that. Me crapping on it is not me saying, objectively, this game is terrible, blah. It's just, I don't understand it. I'm probably never going to understand it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to be in that same boat at the very least, where I'm sitting there going, it's just not for me. This game style is not for me. And I really think it'll be the first time I pick up a gun and try and shoot somebody with it in that game. So I'm going to pick it up, I'm going to expect it to sit there and not sway back and forth, and I'm going to shoot it on the ground a couple times. They're going to turn around and cap me in the head one time because their elite pro got at it, and just gonna be like, yeah, fuck this game. I'm not gonna play this anymore.
No, you're missing the fact that they're going to do like a 1080 no scope on you first.
Dude, they're gonna YY and it's gonna be on a keyboard.
Right? Exactly. I don't know what that
No
means,
real
but
reason.
exactly.
Oh, okay. So YYing in Call of Duty is when you Y is what you use to switch your guns.
Okay.
So your secondary. So people would YY. They would take the sniper and they would hit Y twice real quick, and it would, I think, realign the sights a little bit after a shot.
Oh, dude, that's...
So
Oh,
so the gun would go up a little bit,
yeah.
and it would come back down. So they would go up, down, scope in real quick, up, down, scope in real quick.
So, it's funny you bring that up, because there is a throwback 90s shooter, and I
Mhm.
can't remember what it's called. It's not Strafe. For anyone thinking that this is going to be Strafe, it's not Strafe. But it has a dedicated button to doing gun tricks, which involves like throwing your gun up and not being able to use it for a minute, or like for the crossbow, you kind of there's like a green bolt of energy in it. You flip it up and catch it back in the crossbow.
Yeah.
I just did the YY thing remind me of that. I think it's awesome that they
Yeah.
would put that in the game.
I mean, it was just people finding a way to break the game. Honestly. Anyways, on to other things.
I'm giving this theme music.
Are you?
No. Anyways, continue.
We should talk about Shadow of War.
No.
Why not?
I don't like to talk about things that make me depressed. I was excited for this game. It was like WWE Orcs. I was excited. And now it's pay to win single player WWE Orcs. And I am sad, and Monolith has let me down. And more importantly, Warner Brothers has let me down.
Mm-hmm.
Have I gotten it pretty much all out of the way?
Basically, it's why do they need loot boxes in this game? Can somebody explain this to me in any way? Like, why?
I can. Money.
Okay, go for it.
Money. Done.
It's a single player game. Why?
Because money.
No. Okay, let's go back. Final Fantasy VII. Boom. Yeah, you got the classic game. Everybody loves this. What are we gonna do? Let's put loot crates in that son of a bitch.
No, but they are splitting it up into episodes while they're remaking it, and they're changing everything about it because they want to make it better. And we can't possibly include in one game all of Final Fantasy VII. Which, correct me if I'm wrong, they actually did do once already in the PS1 era.
I'm sure. I'm sure they're gonna find every possible way to milk this bitch. Okay, so the rumor is, I think it's been confirmed that they're putting on a multiplayer of some sort, right?
Yes, they are putting on a multiplayer that feels a little bit to me like the Dark Souls multiplayer. Just instead of invading someone else's world, you fight a castle they've made. And then also you can avenge their deaths in their world now, instead of avenging the death in your world for them.
Yeah, is it trying to be like Demon Souls or Dark Souls, where you would go into someone else's battle and try and kill them, kind of thing?
Sort of.
Is
So
that what's going on?
the deal is, when you invade their world, from what I understand, you're actually fighting a castle that they've built up that's manned by the orcs that they have converted, branded. And when you kill them, they actually lose them in their game, which that all actually seems pretty cool to me. Now, you're not, from what I understand, directly fighting them.
Yeah.
The other thing is, when they get killed by a captain, you can go in their world and avenge their death by killing that captain. And I believe I have all that correct. I could be completely wrong. Who knows? And that all sounds really cool to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But loot crates.
I mean, loot crates.
And XP boosts. It's not just loot crates. Like, that's the thing that gets me. It's XP boosts. It's blah.
Yeah, it's XP boost is stupid. Why? Why are you going to give somebody the ability to spend money to get better at the game?
Because elite winning, scrub, money.
Yeah.
1%, bitch. I don't know. Just choose your slogan and go with it. Because Warner Bros is super greedy. They see what other companies have done with loot boxes, and they want to emulate that to get the most out of it.
I think it just really talks about how Warner Brothers is literally the shittiest game dev there is currently.
No, that's not true.
No, it's so true.
No, that's not
Warner
true.
Brothers, Warner Bros. Okay, sorry. Whoever it was that sued Jim Sterling, they're the shittiest one.
That's Digital
then there's
Homicide.
Warner Brothers.
No.
Yes, Digital Homicide, then Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers
then
is
maybe
the
Ubisoft.
AAA dev currently.
Okay.
How's that?
All right, I can give you that. Okay, what's the shittiest one altogether then?
I mean, take your pick from like Steam Early Access / Steam Direct, like any of the companies that released, these Unity asset flips. They all count.
they're not devs.
But it's not just them.
Yeah.
Like there's more than just that, because what about all the Kickstarter failure stories? I mean, there is the Castle Story people, which I was talking about a little bit earlier. Or I think mentioned in passing, not talking about, but they took 5 years to deliver on their game. And it's not the game that was promised. There's Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9 was pretty shit.
Right. So
but there was only one game. It was a Kickstarter thing, We're talking... I'll clarify and say AAA. Yeah, they're the worst AAA one because they're scumbags. They release shit broken games. Like, they just got lucky. They got so lucky with... what was the first of those games called?
Shadow of War? No.
Shadow of War?
No, Shadow of Mordor.
No, that's the new
Shadow of
one.
Mordor.
So Shadow of Mordor was a hit. An absolute hit, and I think they got fucking lucky. I think somebody had a good idea with the Nemesis system. They were able to put it together a competent game around it, and then they put some shitty DLC in there, and it got forgot about. And then they also were, what was it? Oh yeah, they were shitbags about YouTube stuff, where the contracts they sent out to people that were doing YouTube videos about it required them to say nothing bad about it.
Yeah, no, that was super sketchy. Although, also keep in mind, that did come out, I think, well after public opinion had formed.
Yeah.
And I feel like public opinion was right.
Public opinion was right. Absolutely.
And public opinion was that it was an 8 out of 10 game. I feel like it's more of a 7 out of 10, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I will actually champion 7 out of 10 games all day, every day.
Yeah. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. That's the money zone for a lot of games. There's going to be the 9s and 10s out of 10s, but those are pretty rare anymore. You're living for the 7 and 8s out of 10s with the current game market. In my opinion, at least. But again, why loot boxes? I just don't get it.
Because money.
Well, I do. I do. Fucking why? Warner Brothers, come at me. Somebody at Warner Brothers, email me and let me know why. And if you come up with a good explanation, I will gladly preach about it. But fuck you. Fuck your stupid loot boxes. I'm sorry, I just got angry again. Damn, I need to stop doing that so much.
You do. You need to be calm. Calm, kitty. Woosa.
Alright, so there's got to be a game that I've been missing that I have not played over the last couple months that you want me to play. Go.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Where did I start? Alright, give me a platform.
Any platform.
No.
I mean, I don't own a Vita. I don't own a Vita, so probably PC.
Okay, so you want a PC? Honestly, yeah. I think one of the best early access issue games I've played recently that I know you wouldn't have is Streets of Rogue.
What is that?
Streets of Rogue is a game that's impossible to really put into a box, but it is a top-down brawl beat-em-up game with a very much 90s feel, lots of roguelike elements. There's quests, you beat quests, move on through the areas. There's like 90 different characters you can play.
Yeah.
It's goofy as hell. It's real fun. I think you would like it. It's got a lot of the same kind of humor that South Park: The Stick of Truth has.
Yeah. That sounds interesting. I'm definitely interested in that. Interesting. Is that it? Is that all you got?
I mean, how much do you want me to go into this? How
I mean,
long
give
do you
me
have?
some games here. Give me some games. I mean, we don't have a time set on this podcast. We're not gonna. We're at about 90 minutes right now. We still got time to go.
All right, Brigador. Brigador.
I've heard of this.
You actually have it, I think.
Do I?
If you
Do
don't, I
own
can give it
this?
to you. But I think that's one of the humble bundles you got.
Let me log into my Huggle Bundle real quick.
Brigador is, if anyone remembers the old Sega Genesis BattleTech game, Brigador is like a modern reimplementation of that, and it's really fascinating because it looks like this crazy action game. You're in a mech or anti-gravity tank or tank, going through a city that you can completely destroy. It's an isometric game, so you have that kind of like three-quarters view.
Yeah.
You have primary weapon, secondary weapon. You have some sort of device that will help you not die. Depending on the loadout you take, it could be like smoke bombs, it could be a shield, it could be a couple other things. And you have goals. Like there's stuff to disable in the level that you have to do to be able to get out of the level, blah, 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 blah. It's very tactical. It looks like it's like a run and gun, like shoot 'em frantic thing, but it's actually more nuanced and like you have to think about what you're doing. It's very tactical, even though it's real time.
Yeah.
And it is intensely fun. It looks gorgeous. It's very cyberpunky 80s. The soundtrack is dope.
Yeah. Huh. Actually sounds really awesome.
You cut out, buddy. What?
That does sound really awesome.
Did we
my
lose
mic.
Catman? We lost Catman.
My mic. My mic's back. Okay. I don't know why that happened. I know why. Alt Control is fucking hell. Control is my mute button on Discord. Fucking
Nubbins.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to give it a shot.
Yeah, Brigador is probably one of my favorite games of the last like year or so.
Yeah. All right, people in chat. Since you're here, it's the first one, and I'm feeling gracious. I'm gonna do a game giveaway.
What?
Yeah,
I want a
gonna
game.
give away a key.
I want a
I'm
game.
gonna give away a key here.
Give me a game.
So, I'm gonna drop it here in the chat. First one to claim it gets it. And you already own this goat, so you can't.
You don't know what I own.
Yeah, I know you own this.
You lost your mic again. Don't hit control. Don't hit control. You lost your mic.
It's back. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Give it away. 3, 2, 1. Have fun.
What game is it?
Well, it's Plague Inc. I have like 4 keys to it.
Why'd you have so many keys to Plague Inc?
Dude, Humble Bundle keeps on giving me the keys, man. It just does. It wants me to have it.
Okay.
But
so,
anyways,
speaking of missed games, how do you like the Humble Bundle, the monthly bundle?
so the monthly Humble Bundle is fucking dope. Like $12 for the games is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So what is it? You get up to 10 games for $12 a month. You usually get one at the beginning of the month when they announce the new month, and they give you a key that you can play.
Yep.
And then at the end of the month, you end up having up to 10 games.
Yeah, I think 10's the most I've seen. Somewhere normally it's like between 6 and 8, I think.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit bummed
It's-
out
it's-
because I feel like I got
Bummed.
on the monthly bundle train too late. Not too late.
Why?
Like we're getting great games. Just a lot of the games I still want to buy were in earlier bundles, and I don't think they're ever going to repeat.
So the problem I'm having right now is I'm getting a lot of duplicates.
Yeah, I'm getting some of that because like Stardew Valley, Slime Rancher, this the one I told you about, Brigador. A lot of those are dupes for me, but the main game every month hasn't been duped yet. I don't think.
No, it hasn't.
Well, okay, technically Dark Souls was a dupe, but I didn't have the Sins of the First Scholar edition. I just had Dark Souls. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have 2 Dark Souls 2s now.
Oh, do I have a Dark Souls 2 now?
You do.
Or did I opt out that month? Because I think I tried to opt out that month.
I think that's when you tried to opt out of, but I don't know if that's when you successfully opted out of. 'Cause I have-
Nope, I did.
Okay.
I did. I don't have it. Thank God.
But we're getting Killing Floor 2 this month, which is awesome.
Yeah, I already own it though.
I do not. So this is
I bought it when the first 2 weeks it came out,
well, don't be a
and
scrub.
I've actually yet to turn it on PC. I have it on PS4 now too.
No,
I have
dude.
it on PS4 as well.
Dark Souls 2 is the month you should not have opted out.
Why?
Galactic Civ 3, Hyper Light Drifter, and Armello. Armello is a game you're going to want to play. It's a board game.
Well, fuck me. Yeah, but when you put Dark Souls on the front of the thing, like as the reason to do this, I'm not gonna want to do it. Like, I have no interest to play that.
What else have we gotten that has been copy for me? We got Brigador. Undertale. I have like 4 copies of that now.
I think I have 2. I'm not sure. I have to make sure I have one in my Steam library before I give away the second key, because that's part of the reason I haven't got rid of it, is because fuck it, I'll just give away the duplicates to people I stream. People will play the game. $12 a month isn't ridiculous, you know.
Right. My brother's a poor college student, so I just hand everything I don't want off to him normally.
I'm sure he's really appreciative, and he never plays any of it.
He's playing RuneScape on his computer currently, and he has a better computer than either of us. Yes, that is completely 100% accurate.
Why RuneScape? It just kills me, man.
I don't know. I've given up trying to explain my brother. I don't understand the younger half of our generation.
Oh, wow. You just sounded very old right there.
No, it's not old. I just don't understand them. Yeah, maybe it's old. Maybe it's old.
You just sounded mechanic script old right there, dude.
Yeah, can anyone in chat confirm whether or not I sounded like Grip there? I feel like I didn't quite sound that, just done with kids these days.
Oh, Grip just told you, man.
Alright, Grip, I guess I'm old.
There's nothing you can do about it now, man. You're officially old. Welcome to the old man group. You're pre-fired. Man. Alright, well, I feel like we should at least get one more topic in.
Right,
what's the last topic, Goat?
Oh, you want me to choose a topic?
Yeah, I've been picking them all. I'm sure you want stuff to talk about.
I don't have anything to talk about. Are you kidding me? Let's talk about movies.
Movies?
Yes. Have you seen Atomic Blonde?
I have not.
Atomic Blonde is amazing. You need to see it.
Amazing, you say?
Okay, so it's not amazing, but it is really good. I would put it up with John Wick.
Wow.
So, first off, from a visual standpoint, the movie is a gorgeous feast to behold. It's really well shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the most gorgeous shooting ever, but it's just very evocative of the 80s, and in particular Berlin in the 80s. It's awesome. Lots of neon, lots of bright colors. It's gorgeous. The fight scenes are great, and that's why specifically I'm comparing it to John Wick, is it feels like Lady John Wick, British Lady John Wick. The plot is a little bit too up its own ass with twists and turns.
Yeah,
but
it looked like a very pleasing to look like watch movie, but it looked like a very stupid movie at the same time.
Not stupid at all. Like they pull it off well. It's just like it's a little too up its own ass with there's a twist here. Oh, there's a twist here. The music
do they hire
the movie 100% better though. Like it is a perfect like Baby Driver this year as well. They're both movies that know how to use music well.
I love a good movie with good music. Like a great example of that is The Social Network. If The Social Network did not have the good music that it had, it would not have been as received as well as it was.
All right, let's take a break on movie time real quick. They want to know about the Xbox One X.
It's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Back to movie time.
They looked at the PS4 Pro's spec list. They made it better in every category, just slightly, but it's got the same problem the Xbox One does still. No good games. No good unique games.
I had a tweet pinned for like a month and a half after they announced the Xbox One X, or the Xbox, as I like to call it. And it was basically this: I don't give a shit how good your console is if there's no good games on the console to play. Like, don't care. Doesn't matter to me one bit. I will throw it in the trash can. Back to movie time.
Back to movie time. What have you seen this year? What have you liked?
So, I mean, I've been seeing all the classic summer movies. Had to see Fast and Furious. Like, super dope. Loved that movie. So good.
That may be the dumbest movie I've ever seen in my life, and I loved every second of it.
I mean, come on.
No, I loved every second of it. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
When there is a car chase going on a piece of ice with a submarine under it, with torpedoes flying on the ice, being pushed into other vehicles. There we go.
So, in American Dad, there's a scene where they have like a script from an unreleased Fast and the Furious movie, and Paul Walker's character fires a bullet, gets in the car, and then races that bullet. They did that in this movie twice with missiles.
Come on, it was great.
It was great. It was amazing. I loved it. Well, one was a torpedo, one was a missile, but either way, like, amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was great, and I don't know why people hate on those movies in any way, because you know what you're getting yourself into when you go to the theater in the first place. Who goes to the Fast and the Furious thinking it's going to be a Grammy nominated movie with like top tier acting and a really thought out story? No, that's not what you're paying for. You're paying for stupidity. Missiles flying on ice with a submarine underneath it. All they have to do is just go up. It's over. No, we want to see the silliness. We want to look at it and go, that's one of the dumbest things I've seen, and that is amazing.
Yes, exactly. And I am down for that 100%. What else? What else have you seen?
Oh man, what else have
Did
I
you see
seen
Baby
recently?
Driver?
I have not seen it. No, I'm planning on going to see it at Pollock here soon.
Baby Driver is a must see, I feel, this year. It is a really good movie. It is not actually so it's done by Edgar Wright, and if anyone in the chat recognizes that name, he's the guy that did Hot Fuzz. He did Shaun of the Dead,
Mm-hmm.
At World's End. It is very him, but it feels more like he's aping Tarantino with it, and that is a good thing on the whole. Like, the movie is great.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. It's just, don't expect Shaun of the Dead. Expect, like, British Tarantino.
Yeah. The movie that I'm looking forward to. Oh God, what was it? I'm looking forward to a couple of movies that are coming up. The new Thor actually looks good. I have not really cared for any of the Thor movies, but this new one actually looks really damn good. And I'm happy that they're kind of going away from this less serious tone that the last couple Avengers movies had.
The Thor movies have been a huge sore point for me because they're the ones I've been the most excited for and the ones I've been most disappointed in.
Yeah.
And this marks twice now that Marvel will be doing a storyline that I said would never get changed. That would be Planet Hulk, for the record.
Mm-hmm.
Planet Hulk, anyone that's listening, it is John Carter of Mars, but with Hulk as the John Carter. And they're essentially doing that as part of the Thor movie, and it'll be amazing. The other one would be Old Man Logan. I never thought they would do Logan as a movie. Granted, they took out all the crazy shit. They took out all the crazy shit, but it was an amazing movie, and I loved it. Super excited about Thor. What else?
Thor is coming out. Oh, the new Star Wars is coming out this year.
Boo!
Don't be that guy.
Oh, I'm gonna be that guy.
You're gonna watch it.
No.
You're gonna watch it.
No. You know what? I didn't see Force Awakens in theaters. I got dragged to Rogue One by you. No. I am done with Star Wars.
You didn't get dragged. No one drug you in there. We didn't lure you with a can, like, into a theater so that and then like tie you to the chair or anything.
That's exactly what you did.
No, that's not what happened. You went in your own volition and you watched it, and it was an okay movie for you. It was every like World War II-ish kind of movie where everybody at the end of the movie dies. Spoilers, but still.
Oh wow! You didn't spoiler tag it. Okay, but yeah, no, that was my problem. It wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't. I don't feel like it needed to be a movie that I don't feel like that movie needed to be made. Like, it cheapens, I think, Princess Leia's awesomeness in the first Star Wars movie, and by that I mean A New Hope. Because she was the one that was supposed to have gotten those plans, not been handed them and then got caught by Vader. But beyond that, I just it was Dirty Dozen meets like Where the Eagles Dare meets every Pacific Theater movie ever.
Yeah. Okay, so a movie that I just saw is finally canned, and I'm super excited to see. And it's been years and years since the last one. Super Troopers 2 is coming out next year.
So I'm not anti it. I just, comedy is so hit or miss with me. Super Troopers 1 wasn't my thing. I don't hate it or anything. It just was neither here nor there for me. I'm glad for the people that are pumped for it, though, because I know y'all have been waiting for this for forever.
Wasn't it kickstarted, though? I'm pretty sure Super Troopers 2 was kickstarted.
It may have been, or Indiegogo or something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Super Troopers Kickstart. Yeah, it was kickstarted. It was Indiegogo. Okay.
Ha! Called it.
Yeah, they raised $4.6 million on Indiegogo. It was funded on the April 24th of 2015. It'll come out 3 years after the fact, basically. Yeah, it comes out on 4/20 next year. uh, I'm just so excited. Like the part of me that was because I can't watch the old movie and like laugh like I did when it first came out. It's no longer as funny as it was. It's now a meme of itself. But the first like 5 minutes of that movie were comedy gold when it came out.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And then, like you'll never be able to replicate that kind of like moment for me as far as a comedy was concerned for the first 5 minutes of a movie. And then it was kind of a letdown as it went from there, but it was still good. The new Kingsman movie comes out this year.
So excited for that one. I loved the first Kingsman. This one looks awesome. I like that they're adding the American agency. I freaking love Channing Tatum in action movies. He's got that good mix of like humor and action sensibilities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, I need to see the first one still.
What?
I haven't seen it yet. No, not now. Not now. At all. I will watch it when I watch it, and I'll watch it before I see the second one.
Oh my god, I can't even right now, dude. Cannot either. I just can't. Like, how have you not seen that?
It came out in a time where I wasn't watching a lot of movies. I just never got around to it, you know?
Man, you're killing me, Smalls.
Don't do that to me. Okay, so the movie that everybody wants to know if you've seen is this, the cinema standard that has came out this summer.
Uh-oh.
The Emoji Movie.
Nope. Pass.
It's why? Why in God's name would anybody ever think that was a good idea? Can you tell me why, Goat?
Yeah, I actually can if you want. Like, this is a thing that's going to be happening more, because we're going to be getting a Fruit Ninja movie, too.
Oh, God. Lay it on me.
1 second. Yeah, so the deal here is you have these studios that are looking for the next big movie, so they want IPs to hang the movie off of, right? Using a known IP for a movie is safer than making a brand new IP. Now, what's happening is you have these apps, or in the case of emojis, you don't have to pay anyone for it, right? But you have these things where it's cheap to get movie rights for it, and then you can hang whatever story you want on it, sell it to a movie studio, make it for cheap, and then even if it flops, it should still make a ton of money. So you're going to be seeing movies like the Emoji Movie, this Fruit Ninja movie that's coming out. Oh god, there are some other examples too. Battleship was a perfect example of this. Battleship is a terrible movie.
Oh god.
But it did well. It did well enough. It made its money back. It was profitable. You're going to be seeing more and more of these movies where it's random IP that doesn't have a story or isn't even really an IP. Again, Emoji Movie that's being turned into a movie to be sold to a global audience in a lot of cases.
I hate it. Like, I hate it so bad.
But
whatever. Fuck it. It's gonna make money, and if I ever have kids, I'm sure I'm gonna be drugged to some stupid ass movie like this in the future, and I'm just gonna have to get used to it.
Yeah, so speaking of that, I don't have kids. My girlfriend has a kid, and then she's also constantly watching her niece. So I'm around 2 little girls a lot. They're 8 and 7. I have seen Sing at least 4 times now, and yet have not actually seen the movie.
That is not a bad movie, though.
I wouldn't know. It's been on in its entirety while I've been there for 4 times, but I've yet to actually record any of it mentally.
So I went and saw that movie, expecting it to not be very good, and it was very fucking good. Like, I was shocked how good it was.
Zootopia?
It is definitely...
Sorry.
Zootopia as well. Like, generally shocked at how damn good that movie was.
So I was going to say, the way you're talking about Sing, that makes me think of Zootopia and The Secret Life of Pets. I went and seen both of those with super low expectations and quite enjoyed both of them.
Of those 3, The Secret Life of Pets is the only one that actually gets shitty reviews. The other 2 get, like, very good reviews on top of the fact.
You get shitty reviews.
So I'm looking through some upcoming releases, and I just stumbled onto a gem here.
Oh yeah.
Director, some name I can't pronounce. Ready for the stars though? Charlie Sheen,
Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg,
Okay.
and then two other people I don't know. Name of the movie: 9/11.
Pass.
A group of 5 people find themselves trapped in an elevator in the World Trade Center's North Tower on 9/11. They work together, never giving up hope, to try to escape before the unthinkable happens.
Pass, double pass, triple pass, quintuple pass. The last time I got suckered and seen an elevator movie, it was terrible. That'd be Devil by M. Night Shyamalan. Pass, 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 super pass.
Oh, that's gonna be a gem right there. Charlie Sheen back in the limelight right there.
Oh, I'm down with Charlie Sheen being in the limelight. I need more of the crazy. But no, pass.
Oh, it's gonna be.
Alright, so does anyone else hate these disaster movies that come out way too soon? Like 9/11, I can see the argument that it's not too soon. 9/11 happened 16 years ago. But what about like the Boston bombing one? Because that movie is either coming out or already came out.
It's coming out. It's coming out on September 22nd.
All right, that feels a little bit disrespectful. It's a little
2013,
and especially having Mark Mark do it. Like, come on.
It's been well. He's from Boston. He can show you where your khakis are.
They're in my khakis.
But yes. So the name of that movie, Stronger, it stars Jake Gyllenhaal, victim of Boston Marathon bombing in 2013, helps the police track down the killers while struggling to recover from devastating trauma.
Nope, pass.
Yeah, I think Grip's right. It's weird no matter what. It's. I've never been super into seeing these kinds of movies. Like, I saw that one that came out at the beginning of this year
Sully.
with Tom Hanks, Sully. That was a decent movie, but it wasn't, like, on a national scale or, like, something that was... It wasn't a bombing. It was a plane crashing into a river and someone doing their job well, Let's see what else have we got here. Next. There's a lot of shitty movies coming out. Oh, here we go. October 6th. Blade Runner 2049.
Cautiously optimistic, but I want to stress the cautiously there. I do think that anyone who is a super fan of Blade Runner and is expecting that is going to be disappointed. Ridley Scott has proven that he needs to not touch movies anymore between Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Really?
Yes.
Well, so this is where movies being subjective is kind of a thing, because some people really loved Alien Covenant.
Those people are objectively wrong. The problem with Alien Covenant is it takes all the bad parts about Prometheus, the navel gazing, pseudo philosophy, the what ifs that are intended to be deep but really are just like not, and then combines it with the bad parts of Alien. Now, this is going to sound like blasphemy, but just hear me out here. Alien is actually still my second favorite movie in the Alien franchise, and it is only barely edged out by Aliens. Alien is one of the best horror movies of all time, but it has a severe pacing problem. The first 60% of the movie is amazing. It's deliciously tense. It's atmosphere building. It ratchets up your stress levels.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last 40% of the movie is 20 minutes of running through a corridor, jump scare, 20 minutes of running through a corridor, jump scare. Alien Covenant took that part of the movie, not the first part, and combined it with all the bad from Prometheus. And
I've never seen any of those movies, so I really can't be much of a dissenting opinion on this, other than I just see how much people hate a lot of these newer ones. Just deep into their core, they hate these movies, and it's like it offends them in some way, and it's just offended that it's not as good as their favorite movie was, or something like that.
Yeah,
and it kind of fucks with the lore a little bit too.
And I'll admit, when it comes to Prometheus, I have no tolerance to that movie. And a lot of people like it; they feel like it's kind of deep. I don't see that in it. I see a lot of like faux deepness, shallow deepness. Kind of like the college kid who took his first philosophy course and now thinks he understands life. Like, that's what Prometheus felt like to me.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm not saying I'm right on that. That's just what it feels like to me. And I don't think anything will ever change that, because that's kind of just how I feel about it. Like, I don't think there's a way to change my opinion on that. And that's also why I'm saying I'm not objectively right about this. I will
Sure.
say I'm objectively right about Alien Covenant basically being Prometheus with the bad parts of Alien.
Yeah. So, November 17th, Justice League comes out.
Nope, pass.
Pass. Even with Wonder Woman being a good movie?
So, outside DC's universe, like movie universe, has just completely failed to.
Keep you interested?
Yeah, and Wonder Woman's decent, but I think Wonder Woman's mostly decent in comparison to the other terrible DC movies. If you look at it, Wonder Woman still has the problems of largely like having kind of a shoehorned weird love story in it that doesn't need to be there. And then on top of that, the end 20 minutes or so is just a CGI spectacle nightmare that's in 2 years. Even right now it looks kind of bad, but in like 2 or 3 years it's going to look terrible. 20 years it'll look so dated it'll be almost unwatchable. It'll be like Clash of the Titans but without the kitschy goodness. And when I say Clash of the Titans, I mean the 81 version, not the newer 2000 whatever version.
Yeah. I'm not that interested in it. I'm really having a hard time giving a fuck. I mean, you feel like you're going to get a lot of people going in there to see it because of who they picked to play Aquaman, Momoa. And they're just hoping, because they haven't come up with an Aquaman movie beforehand. So I feel like a lot of people are going to go in there with some expectations of hoping that something else good will come out of it. And I feel like everybody's going to be disappointed it's going to be a poopy movie. Because I think the Avengers movies are some of the worst Marvel movies, too. Outside of the first Avengers movie. Avengers 2 was not very good.
No, it was not. And I don't have high hopes for Infinity War.
Yes. Yeah, I don't either. But I guess we'll find out when it comes out. Because I'm going to go see that shit anyways.
Man, you're such a consumer. You're playing into their trap. Yeah, I know it's going to be terrible. I'm going to say it anyways.
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
A little bit. Stop being so American about it.
So, here's the next highlight of the upcoming movies. December 22nd, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Cautiously optimistic, if only because The Rock and Kevin Hart are a great team. Central Intelligence was not a good movie, but any moment they were interacting on screen was pretty fun.
At least interesting.
Yeah. So cautiously optimistic. Also, it has oh god, what's her name? From Doctor Who. Help me out here. Redhead chick.
Don't know. Never watched the show.
Oh, why am I blanking on her name? I fucking love her. Whatever. It's she also plays Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of that, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, good movie. Kind of weird.
Oh, super weird. Karen Gillan is her name, by the way. Yeah, no, the Pac-Man thing had me laughing my ass off, though.
Yes, it did.
Like, I was not prepared for that to go on screen, and when it did, it made me happy inside, because at least, if nothing else, it still has a whimsical element to it. Also, anything with Kurt Russell kind of gets passed for me. Kurt Russell's amazing.
Kurt Russell's good, and I think he was the right person for that role, but...
Snake Plissken is the best Plissken.
It got fucking weird.
Oh, it did.
It got a little weird, and I left the movie going, that was a thing. That was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in a movie.
You know, if you want to play a game that was heavily influenced by the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, you can.
What game would that be?
Lollipop Chainsaw.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's amazing. And the game director was Suda51, who's known for being weird.
This sounds weird, man. I don't know if I can get down on this.
It's amazing and good and terrible. It involves a chick in a cheerleader outfit with chainsaws and zombies. Like, what else do you need to know?
I mean, fair.
I have it. You can play it.
I mean, I'm sure I will at some point in time.
He says that he never plays anything I recommend him. I want to,
never.
Guys. I want your feedback on this. I want to start a series where I show Catman the weird and wonderful past universe of PC games, and have him play through them for you guys. Would you guys watch that? I want to break him. I want to break him with weird 90s PC stuff.
I mean, you won't break me, sir. You will not break me.
I like it. Silence. Catman?
Thoughts? The silence. You asking me?
If you're talking, no one can hear you.
You asking me?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me?
Well, I'm asking them. I'm also asking you. What do you think about it?
I mean, you've talked about this for a while, and yet we've never done it.
Yeah, we've also been talking about the podcast for 8 months, and we're just.
Hey, what do you know? Hey, we're here now. Welcome back. You don't want to comment on anything as of right now. Why not, Grip? Give us some context. You having a hard day? You might have had a little too much whiskey inside you. I know it's a Sunday. You got to go to work tomorrow. You shouldn't be drinking too much. Anyways, the next movie I wanted to comment on. I can't believe we're still making movies, but Pitch Perfect 3.
So I like the first Pitch Perfect. I kind of hate the second one. I kind of hate the second one, and I don't think I can handle a third.
Oh my god, you're lying. Grip, why? Why? Anyways, I know why they're making a third movie. It makes money. These movies sell so good.
Oh yeah,
they make so much movie. The movie money just comes flowing in on these movies, and the people that are in these movies, I'm sure, can get paid very well to do this movie. But please stop making these movies. Please. Can I just beg you as a cat to the rest of the world, please stop making these Pitch Perfect movies. I don't want to have to go see this one. And there's an entire possibility that I'll be dragged to go see this piece of shit. No more.
Oh yeah, Lady Cat does like terrible movies, doesn't she?
Oh my god, it's so bad. And I don't want to do it. I really don't. I might have to veto that one. So I want to talk one more. I want to talk one more thing, movies, and I think we might have to wrap it up at this point.
All right.
I'm pretty excited for this Movie Pass thing, dude.
Oh yeah, Movie Pass. So I was looking more into this, and I'm cautiously like pumped for it. I'm cautiously optimistic about a lot of things right now.
A lot of caution.
A lot of caution. Hey, I'm a cautious goat, sort of. Except when I'm not.
You're not supposed to be. That's not the way it's supposed to work. You're supposed to chew on all the things.
Well, I mean, I do that too. I just chew cautiously. I gently nibble.
Okay.
Lady
okay.
appreciates that. Anyways, yeah, I went there.
Move forward, sir. We're gonna step away from that. We're just gonna step away.
Myself. Yeah. So I mean, what do you think about it? Obviously, you're pumped for the idea.
Okay, so for people that don't know what Movie Pass is, Movie Pass is a $9.95 monthly service, and with that $9.95, you will be able to go see a movie in theaters every day of the month for free. You paid $9.95. Well, I guess it's not for free, but you're paying $9.95. You go to the theaters as many times as you want. Once a day. You can see 30 movies for the cost of $10 a month, basically, as long as you time it right, as far as when you go during the day. Super dope. $10 a month. You could go to any showing, matinee, late night. They're going to charge you the same. You're going to get charged that $10. I am super hyped for this because I love going to movies, but I hate paying fucking full price for movies.
Why do you hate paying full price, man? Don't you want
because they're fucking expensive.
Don't you want the movie studios to succeed? I mean, come on.
No, fuck the movie theaters. I don't give a shit about that. Here's the thing: this doesn't affect them in any way. They're still getting a movie sale out of it. The company is still buying the ticket for the movie. They're just giving it to us after the fact, so they're paying the full price. It's not like it's affecting movie sales for the theaters or for the studios in any way.
Then how the hell does this work?
So what they're doing is it's a growth phase. What they're trying to do is they're trying to encourage as many people to sign up to the service as possible. The guy that runs the thing is one of the guys that ran Netflix when it was in its early days. And they need as many people to sign up so that they can go to movie theaters and go, look, we're going to get butts in these movie theaters. Give us a cut of your concessions. They're good. That's how they're going to make money long term, is to try and take percentages from the movie theaters at the end of the day. But they need to get as many people in on the application to show there's enough interest in it to actually go to the theater. So this is an early part of the process, and you get it for $10 a month.
I mean,
celebrities don't need their bling OAG. That's enough of that.
And yeah, Grip, I'm pretty sure this is a pyramid scheme.
Hey man, I'll do. If I was getting free movies for you guys signing up for it, it'd be Pyramid Scheme. I'm just letting you know about a service that lets you get cheap movies at the theaters, so you don't have to be like me and skip out on Baby Driver when it comes out because you don't have the money to go see it.
I mean, it's still out. You can still go see it.
Is that at normal theaters or is that at the Pollock?
Should be at normal theaters. I mean, Tom Blonde came out before it, and it's still in normal theaters.
I didn't see it when I was looking around the other day.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong about the way they released. I don't really remember time in a linear fashion.
I'm going to be seeing a lot more movies. I mean, the timing of it's a little shitty. They could have done this a couple months ago and pull it out of beta and start doing it, at the beginning of the summer. But if I could, there's still a good chunk of movies that are coming out that I want to see, and it'll allow me to be less picky about the movies that I go watch. Because right now, when I look at movies, I'm like, I'll watch that on DVD when it comes out later. Now I can go, this looks interesting. I'm just going to go watch it.
I can get behind that.
So are you going to sign up for it?
Yes.
I
go see a ridiculous amount of movies, so yes, I will.
I guess I'll have to go see this. You do see a ridiculous amount of movies. And this is not a Ponzi scheme, sir. Sir.
I only have a few passions in life, alright? My passions are cats. No, I'm just kidding. My passions are movies, video games, and comics. I'm a nerd. What I do.
Oh, and bitches.
What it does.
Don't forget about bitches.
Oh, all the bitches.
Well, we're at about an hour and 45 minutes here. Anything that the chat wants, hit us with a question real quick. We'll answer a couple, then we're going to jam out of here. So, Kat, while they're doing that, we'll pick a couple out. What's the next movie you're going to go see, Goat?
Shit, that's a difficult question. I don't know. What's actually out right now?
Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of them on right now.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
there
worth
is.
a damn.
And I don't have interest in a lot of the stuff that's coming out. Oh, Hitman's Bodyguard. And Logan Lucky. Those are probably the next two. Probably Logan Lucky first.
I'm actually not familiar with these in any way.
Oh my god, Logan Lucky looks awesome. It's a crime film.
Oh, Hitman's Bodyguard. Yes, I want to see that actually.
So, Logan Lucky. West Virginia family man Jimmy Logan teams up with his one-armed brother Clyde and sister Millie, I think, to steal money from the Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. Jimmy also recruits demolition expert Joe Bang to help them break into the track's underground system. Complications arise and the mix-up forces the crew to pull off the heist during a popular NASCAR race while also trying to dodge a relentless FBI agent.
That actually looks really good.
Oh, it looks amazing. It looks real fun. There is also a new Coen Brothers film coming out. It's actually directed by George Clooney, but written by them. It's called Suburbicon. And it looks delightfully insane. A little bit like Burn After Reading meets Fargo.
Really?
Yeah, it's set in like a 1950s era town. Matt Damon, I think? Matt Damon's character owes money to the mob. Something happens. In the trailer, he just keeps beating the ever-living crap out of people.
Really? Huh. I really need to watch more. I need to watch more of these things.
Yeah.
I'm throwing the questions in there as questions that we're going to answer.
Oh!
So the movies that are out now that I need to go see. Oh, God, I heard The Dark Tower is trash.
Yeah, Dark Tower doesn't look great, and it makes me a little bit sad because for anyone looking to get into the series, the first book of the Dark Tower series is real hard to read. The other books are better, but The Dark Tower, I think, was basically the first book Stephen King wrote. And the copy I read was like a re-release, I think, once the series finished. It has a foreword by him, and he talks about why it might be a little bit more difficult to read. He was a different person. He hadn't really figured out how to write in a coherent hymn-ish manner yet. So yeah, it was a slog. The first book was a slog. Everything after that was better. Was really hoping this would be good. I love Idris Elba. I love Matthew McConaughey. I was hoping but apparently not. It's terrible. I will say out right now, War for Planet of the Apes is excellent.
Yeah, I need to see the movie before that, so I'm probably just not going to get around to seeing it in theaters. We had a couple good questions in here, and Grip actually brought up a good one and wants us to discuss VR. And why we think it will or will not ever take off. And this is something I've commented on it before, and I personally don't think we're going to see it continue to stay in the video game world very long. But I think it'll take off outside of the video game world.
Augmented reality has a future. Augmented reality has a huge future. Stuff like the HoloLens, which is better at it than a VR helmet like the Oculus or the Vive, has a big, bright future, I think, for lots of stuff. Not just gaming, not just like fun things, just everyday stuff. Like kind of what Google Glass was trying to do. As far as gaming goes, I feel like room scale VR is the only way to do it well, and I feel like in the home, that is not going to take off well. People are going to do it. Yeah. It's going to be a niche thing. I just don't think it's going to last.
So the way that VR was like sold to people, and it's currently on the market, I don't think it will be successful in any way at all. Like, successful being it will be sold constantly every year, and there'll be new versions of the stuff coming out every 3 or 4 years or something like that. I don't think that's what we're going to get. It requires too much upfront cost for the actual hardware. The computer has to be a monster to do it for most of these things, unless you're doing the PlayStation 1, which has some benefit, I guess. Maybe that's where that kind of will kind of stay and live, but consoles are trash hardware, so I don't see how it's going to be very good. Like, if you're prone to like motion sickness, I don't see how that's going to be good for you in any way. It, like, as it's being sold right now, VR equals 3D TV to me. You know, it's a neat like tech thing that it's out there for people to buy and spend money on, but it won't be around in a little while. But I see it having a lot of applications outside of that. And I think it's probably going to transition, as you said, into augmented reality.
And also to that point, I feel like while VR for gaming, especially with the Vive and Oculus style VR or the PlayStation VR, the room scale, the actual like trying to interact with 3D environment VR, I don't think that's going to last. I do think that stuff like the Samsung Galaxy VR will become more and more common. That side by side, like using a phone or something to do it.
Yeah, and it's not just games though. That actually has functionality. You can use your Netflix with it. You can, for people that struggle with flying. I know people have used that to help them with flying, so that like they're in their own little world. They have the headphones on. They have the glasses, the gear over their face. They don't see people. People don't talk to them. They leave them alone. It's an interesting concept there, but like in having to tether it to a computer, playing No Man's Sky with your VR rig.
Yeah, no.
I just don't see that. I don't see how it could be successful.
Too many compromises. That's VR's biggest problem. There are too many compromises when it comes to specifically PC gaming in the home.
Yeah. Google Earth VR.
I believe that 100%. The thing I spent the most using all 5 of my monitors at work for was doing Google Earth across all 5 of them at once. Like, it was just dope being surrounded by a city.
That sounds tasty. It'll be around. It's just never going to be wildly popular.
Yeah, the problem here is not that it's not going to exist. It's that it's never going to take off. And part of that is due to the price of it. Part of that is due to this goes to the price, but the amount of power needed to run it. And also, room scale VR, you need room for. More and more people are not having that much room in their houses. Especially the people who have the money to blow on this kind of stuff. And when I say that, I mean like young professionals that aren't tied down. I'm not talking about people that are more settled in their life like, you are, when you have extra spending money that way.
You're probably right on the hardware will become cheaper over time, yes. Generally. However, I think by the time it gets cheaper, I think interest will have waned and we'll have moved more onto the augmented reality. Where I think VR does have an interesting place to go, though, is in like the arcade setting. I was listening to the Co-optional podcast and they're talking about these large form games that have like 10-player MOBAs where you go to an arcade and you play with your friends. And that's an interesting concept, and I could see VR having a real lifespan in a situation like that where people will go spend money to play VR games with their friends, not at home. They don't have to invest in the hardware. They can go out, have a good time, have a couple beers, throw on the VR headset and have fun,
Yeah, and if anyone's wondering what he's talking about, it's called Kill Your Queen. Go look it up. We were lucky enough to have a cabinet right down the street. It's from what I can tell, it's a phenomenal game. I've yet to actually be able to play it because that cabinet is always packed. But it is literally a 2 giant arcade cabinets, 5v5, like MOBA. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. That's all there is to it.
I would go spend $20 to spend some time with friends playing some form of shooter VR style against them.
100%.
It's a group thing. Unlike a lot of other video games where it's a very solitary thing where you come home and you throw your VR headset on and have a good time. I don't see that being as popular. I see VR in a non-video game realm being used for teaching doctors how to do surgeries and going into some. I actually see it to some degree being used in real estate. There's a lot of other things I see it being used in, and I don't think it'll ever go away. I don't think gaming applications will ever go away. I just don't think they'll be popular. I think they'll be very niche.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
That's just me. So we got 2 other questions here. What is the tentative schedule for this talk show? We are going to try. I'm never going to commit to doing this every week, but we're going to try and do it weekly on Sundays. Probably close to the same time that we started tonight, which was 7:30 Arizona time, which for you East Coasters, depending on the time of year, is either 10:30 or 9:30. During the fall, the fallback, it's 9:30. During the spring forward, it's 10:30. So general schedule, the day will always stay the same. It's just the time frame that might change. Agreed?
I'm good with that. Go. Sorry, yeah.
Cool. Second question we got. PlayStation Vue, yay or nay? Well, being that I got a Vue for free, I'm pretty sure, and gave it to the GOAT, I'll let him answer this.
They're asking about the TV service.
Oh, well then, that's a hard maybe. As far as I'm concerned, it's one of the better services that's available, but if you have YouTube TV in your area, I would consider looking at that first. Because it comes with a subscription to YouTube Red as well, which is $10 a month on top of that if you don't have YouTube TV, and it's super dope. So YouTube TV, interesting. If not that, the other services that I know that are good are Sling and PlayStation Vue.
Yeah, so I've looked into this quite extensively because I watch an embarrassing amount of TV, and luckily my job actually facilitates me watching TV while I'm working. I don't know if that's actually really lucky, but hey, I watch a lot of TV. Like my former coworker, and I mapped it out. We have about 150 series a year. Well, between the two of us, me is less, him is more. Anyways, going through the services, if Sling covers what you need, Sling is better than PlayStation Vue, and that largely comes down to the restrictions to PlayStation Vue. Vue has limited location shifting abilities. I.e., you cannot just log into your Vue account on whatever PC or device you have with you at the moment and start watching it. You can, but it's limited. You don't have access to your full account unless you're at your home IP address.
Yes.
And because of that lockdown, Sling is better. Although Sling, for the same amount of money, covers less channels, so it depends on what you need. I don't know anything about YouTube TV. They're both better though, for Vue and Sling. I feel than cable packages because of the pricing scheme.
Yes, and that's why I like the YouTube TV. If I remember correctly, there was only one package, the whole package, that you spend X amount of dollars, you get all the channels that they offer, plus YouTube Red. I think it's $35 a month for that, plus YouTube Red. So basically, it's $25 a month because YouTube Red's a $10 thing.
Yeah.
And so you also get all the content that is tied behind YouTube Red as well, which you're starting to see a lot of interesting stuff happen with there because there's a whole movie that's YouTube Red that actually doesn't look shitty. There's been a couple documentaries that have been put on YouTube Red that I would like to watch that I just haven't got to yet. That one exactly. Mm-hmm. That one looks awesome.
I was going to say it locally in the film bar, but then it's on YouTube Red, so.
Yeah. And, I mean, YouTube is doing some interesting stuff with the YouTube Red. I think we'll continue to see them put more money into their own personal IPs and not necessarily try to compete with Netflix, but at least take a page out of Netflix's book and put out some interesting content to maybe push people to spend that $10 a month.
So I'm putting this in chat right now, but one of the things to note about PlayStation Vue, and I believe this is unique to it, is Sling and Vue both have 3 price levels. And roughly it's like 25 for a basic selection, 35 for an enhanced selection, and 45 gets you the more specialized channels like Chiller, Cartoon Network, Sci-Fi, stuff like that. PlayStation Vue also has another 3 options. Now they're just the same as the first 3. They're, I think, $10 more expensive, but they get you your local channels too.
Yeah, and that can be hard to get with some of these online packages. Is the local channels.
So I mean, I feel like that's important to note, especially if you are, especially if that is, that's stupid, but like if it's important to you. Only you can decide that. I'm assuming sports would have something to do with that. I don't know how sports local broadcasting works, though, because I don't really watch anything from the U.S.
So, okay, well, I can give you an example. We live in the Phoenix market, so during the football season, if the Cardinals are playing at home and the game is sold out, it will be on TV. It will override any other sports game that would be on that channel, if it's usually Fox here, because it's the NFC channel. So if the team I like is playing and would be televised on Fox, typically, since I live in Phoenix, that market would override that. So if you live local and you like your local sports team, you want your local channels.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. And I figured it was something like that, but I wasn't quite sure. I don't like being wrong.
Personally, I would love to get the local channels for other cities because I don't like the Cardinals. Fuck the Cardinals.
But dude, the Cardinals are the best football team ever, and the
Coyotes
are the best hockey team.
No,
and the Diamondbacks are the best baseball team.
I don't have hate for the Suns or the Diamondbacks personally, but fuck the Cardinals. They could suck a penis.
And the Phoenix Mercury is the best WNBA team.
I mean, they probably are because nobody gives a shit about the WNBA. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. I just don't know. But yeah, so I hope that answered your question there, OAG. And with that, we've answered the crowd's questions. We're going to call it here. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you showing up. We are going to try and stream every Sunday around 7:30-ish, depending on how things are going. But every Sunday, at least 2 hours. Not guaranteed, but we're going to try. So thank you for being part of the inaugural stream, and I'll talk to you later.